Hello, Namaskar, Vanakkam. My name is Sudhir Sahasranaman and you're watching Study with Sudhir. Knock, knock, knock. August is knocking at the door. So the question that arises is, are you ready to open the door to August yet? Because April chala gaya, May chala gaya, June chala gaya और जुलाई भी ऑलमोस्ट चला गया है. अगस्त ने दस्तक दे दी है. क्या आप अगस्त के लिए दरवाजे खोलने के लिए तैयार हैं या नहीं? क्योंकि असली गेम तो अभी शुरू होने वाला है, क्योंकि 2025 के 5 महीने और बचे हैं. देयर आर 5 more months left in 2025, 1 month of 2026, because February is when your exams, your board exams will start. I'm talking specifically about class 10 and class 12, though this would apply equally to class 9 and class 11 students. Okay, so essentially it is a 6-month race. It is a 6-month race. So the question that arises once again is, are you ready to run? What is it that you really need at this point in time? So in this short video, which is a motivation video to ask, how is your Josh? I'm going to talk about the attitude that you need. I'm not talking about English, maths, physics, chemistry, biology. No, I'm going to talk about the attitude that you need, because सबसे बड़ी गलती तो attitude को लेकर ही होती है. Because you have a choice between being a loser. Yes, I'm using the word very responsibly. You have the choice between being a loser and being a champ. Which one do you want to be? और ये loser ऐसे ही शब्द मैंने यूज नहीं किया, इसका गहरा मीनिंग है. Let me explain what loser stands for in my book. The L of loser stands for laziness. अरे बाप रे, इतने आलसी. Okay. Many of us, all of us, including me, at some point or time or the other would feel lazy to do something, don't it? Isn't that the case? To say that I will do it tomorrow. आज का काम कल पर टाल दो, कल का काम परसों पर टाल दो. So when you postpone today's work to tomorrow, putting off studying, putting off revising, putting off testing yourself with quality test papers, putting off practicing subjects like physics, subjects like mathematics, subjects like topography, lying around, not following a study routine. This lazy attitude, the L for lazy, is essentially a recipe for disaster, for academic disaster in your case, because a lazy person can never manage to be a winner. That is something which you need to realize from day one. Okay. The O is the ulta. The O is the ulta of laziness. That is O for overconfidence. There will be some people, अरे मुझे तो सब मालूम है, one class test you get a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, then you think, मैंने तो उखाड़ लिया है, and then in the half yearly, you go down. That's what overconfidence can do to you. To say that ये तो मुझे आता है, that feeling of, I know it all. There are always that know it alls in your class, right? They are the overconfident sort. So students who think that they know everything after one reading, or they have scored well in one class test, who don't revise, who don't test themselves, and then they will end up panicking in the exam hall. So if laziness, if self-doubt is a problem, overconfidence in my book is a bigger problem. The third alphabet, which is S of loser, is social media addiction. Baap re baap. This is even bigger than the first two problems. Social media, who all of us think is a friend for life. No, he's trapping you. Social media is a trap. It is actually a villain in your life. To think that बस 5 मिनट में Instagram reels देख लेता हूं, that 5 minutes, when it becomes 50 minutes, you never realize, right? Or to see some YouTube live session where essentially bakwas takes place. You end up seeing it, feeling very involved in that nonsense. No, sir, you should not do that, because that's all a recipe for making you a loser, not to make you a winner. You do not realize when minutes turn into hours scrolling Instagram, looking at these YouTube videos, putting in your wise comments out there. It doesn't help. That's not going to make you a winner. Only when you write sensible stuff in the examination hall, that's what is going to make you a winner, not some stupid, nonsensical, absurd comments that you post on someone's YouTube video or on someone's Instagram reel. No, it does not help at all, because you are not, or to write something nonsensical, bad about the other person, criticizing him कि तुम ऐसे हो, तुम बेकार हो, तुम वैसे हो, and all that. You are not insulting the other person. You are insulting your parents' trust in you. You're insulting your own potential, that you may be capable of being a champ, but I am determined to being a loser by criticizing someone else. That's what. So you're insulting yourself. You're insulting your parents' trust in you. So basically, you're showing yourself to be an empty vessel that only makes a lot of noise. People who write all those comments on YouTube and Instagram are essentially those empty vessels. The choice is yours. Do you want to be one of those empty vessels? That brings me to the E of loser, E for excuses. मुझे आज मेरा मूड नहीं है पढ़ने का, आज ना मैं ब्रेक ले रहा हूं, आई एम नॉट इन अ मूड, कल से पढ़ूंगा, आई एम नॉट दिस थिंग. और टू से अरे वो टीचर बेकार है, सब गलत वलत सिखाया, इसीलिए मेरे मार्क्स चले गए. These are just excuses, to criticize the environment, or to criticize an individual, or to criticize something else which went wrong for you. No, students, if you are becoming masters at blaming others and instead of taking responsibility, again, you will be a loser. The R of loser is for rote learning. There will be many seniors who will tell you, ratta marlo. Keep away from those seniors. There will be some so-called teachers who will tell you, ratta marlo, sab seekh jaoge. Stay away from such so-called teachers. Ratta marufying in today's context, where the questions are going to be asked, competency focused questions, is a recipe for disaster. Agar ratta maar ke jaoge, focus on understanding. Don't understand, ask the questions, learn to ask the questions. If you don't do that, ratta maar ke nahi hoga. Definition ratta maar ke, those kind of questions ke aane ke din gaye. वो तुम्हारे सीनियर्स, सुपर सीनियर्स को आते होंगे, अभी नहीं आएंगे. अभी तुम्हारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को टेस्ट किया जाएगा बंधुओं. तो that's what you really need to do. So if you mug up answers without having clarity, you will fail in the examination. You will not have any clarity of your concepts. Okay, 50% of the questions are going to be competency focused questions that are going to test your understanding, your ability to apply the understanding of the questions to the of the concepts to the questions, and then write your answer. So that is loser. So instead, I would say try to be a champ. Now, what exactly is champ? Champ, C is for consistency. Great. Like Shah Rukh Khan says, hard work can beat talent any day. If you are consistent in doing, if you are consistent and go do something on a regular basis, trust me, that's half the battle won. That's half the battle won. So be consistent, study a little. Even if you study for 1 hour every day, if you do it properly without any distraction, you are actually there already. You are on the, you have already caught the train to success. So because champions, there are many sports persons, and I have met so many sports persons in my life. They say there are so many days you don't feel like getting up at 4:35 in the morning and going to the training center, going to the stadium for coaching, for training. But they do. They show up every day, because when you show up every day, that's half the battle won here. You're winning the battle here, that come what may, I am going to be a success story. I'm not going to be a loser. That's not acceptable. Because I do not want to fail myself. I do not want to fail my parents. I don't want to fail Sudhir sir. That should be your motto, or whoever you are studying from. Do that for yourself. Do that for those individuals who matter. That's something very important. H is for hustling, and hustling smart, because you should work hard. You should hustle smart, because smartness is the name of the game. Make a study plan, set priorities, say these are the 5 things that I will do before I call it a day, before I retire to bed. These are the 5 things I need to do. A realistic plan. Work to a goal. Say, this is my short-term goal. This is my micro goal. This is my long-term goal. This is my medium-term goal. Have the goals, but goal is not the only thing. You need to work towards your goal. So that's what is called hustling smart. So H of champ is for the right kind of hustle, because at the end of the day, you do not need 10 hours of studying. There are some people who will say 10 hours padho, 12 ghante padho. No. Yes, for NEET, etc., you may need to do for JEE, etc., for class 12 students. But for a normal class 9, 10, 11 student, even if you study 3 hours, make those 3 hours, 180 minutes count. That's what matters. If you're just sitting 3 hours and your mind is elsewhere, sorry, it's not going to help. You need to bring your body and mind together and focus on the task at hand. That's what is required. 3 hours with a plan is more valuable than 10 hours without a plan. Please understand that. A for action. The A of champ is for action, not anxiety. Not anxiety. Action. Stop worrying, start taking action, start working, because instead of panicking over, oh mera kal exam hai, maine kuch nahi padha hai, work towards making those 4 hours that you have with you count. Make it count, take action and work towards it. So even if it's a small step, always be in that action mode. That becomes very important. So H, along with hustling, along with action, can make you a champ. The M of champ is for the right kind of mindset. M for mindset. And I call this the growth mindset. Not a mindset that is, even if I came 5th in class, chalta hai. Why? If you're capable of coming first, why would you settle for the 5th position? Tell me. That should be the question that you need to ask. So the mindset has to be a positive mindset. The mindset has to be a growth mindset. And champs don't say, I am bad in this particular subject. No, you will make it happen. How is it that I can't do this? So when you set your mind that I need to get this right, you will always do it. Okay. Champs never say that I cannot do it. Finally, P for practice. P for practice, because no champion ever relies on luck. Not dislike is a strong word. I never approved of people who say best of luck. No, I don't need luck. I have worked hard. I will make it count. Luck doesn't come into the picture. Luck is just an extra thing. Doesn't really matter. You could be in bad, your luck could be bad if your pen goes bad. You will say that, oh, my ink ran out, so I couldn't finish the paper. That's bad planning, Bandhu. That's not luck. That's not luck. You did not see the fact that the refill was only 1/4 of the total refill. You should have checked it before going. So there's nothing called luck. Work hard, results will come. I have always believed. I'm a very result-oriented guy. I'm a very goal-oriented guy. I want you to have the same kind of growth mindset. So you need to practice, P for practice, revise, practice, perform. Only then you will perform, because always remember that every loser, what a loser always has? A loser will always have an excuse. Every champ will have a system. So you need to decide whether you need the system or whether you are okay with just giving an excuse. That's what you need to decide. So I hope this motivation video helped you. You need to tell me how is the Josh, because the Josh should be that of a champ. Nobody cares for a loser in life. And there is so much to gain by being a champ. That's what you really need to be. Everyone celebrates, and it's not just about academic marks, anything in life. If you have worked hard and then you achieve something, trust me, the pride that you have, the pride that your parents will have in you, the pride that the educator who taught you will have in you, that glory is worth every single minute that you hustle, and hustle smart. Okay? Thank you very much for the patience and the time you gave me. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, tata, bye-bye. Thank you very much. Namaskar.